Welcome, everyone, to another One Question, Two Analysts, 3 minutes. I'm Tom Loy with 24/7 Sports. Joining me, as always, is Irish Illustrated insider Kevin Sinclair. Kevin, Notre Dame picked up a commitment recently from Valrico, Florida, Bloomingdale, four-star cornerback Philip Riley. Huge get for Mike Mickens, the cornerbacks coach. What are your thoughts on this pickup for the Irish?
Yeah, and they picked him up without an official visit. During this time, which is odd. Anyways, huge pickup. And for me, one thing I put a pretty high premium on is sort of strength and physicality. Not only because I like those attributes in a cornerback, but it can also help them get on the field early in their careers. And I think that's really important in this class with the cornerback situation, the roster, sort of uncertainty there after this next season. He's a guy who seems to be able to run with anyone. You watch his film, and this is a four-star receiver he's covering on this play. These are snaps of him against a five-star receiver, and he's on hip, on body downfield, playing physical. Really like what I heard from his defensive back coach. And Tom, what are your early indications of Philip Riley?
In watching him, I don't think he's an elite athlete by any stretch, and that's not a knock. I just don't think that's who he is as a player. I don't think he's a guy that you could line up anywhere, in any spot of the field and just watch him dominate. But there were some things like that said about Julian Love a few years ago. So I think that Philip Riley can be as good as Julian Love at Notre Dame. I think he's got big time potential. He's just a really good cornerback. There's really no weaknesses about his game other than, like I said, maybe some freakish athleticism, testing numbers. I don't think he would have gone to the opening and really just gone crazy in terms of his spark rating and things like that. But in terms of football, which kind of matters more, he's got really good tape, really good coverage skills. He's a guy that Mike Mickens targeted as soon as he came on board. And I know Clark Lee and Terry Joseph were completely sold on this guy. One thing I'll say about this is, so there was a lot of rumblings about Philip Riley potentially committing to Virginia Tech. Before that, there was talk about him committing to Florida State, maybe even another school at some point, and then he just couldn't pull the trigger in the end. I will say this without completely confidently. This guy wants to be at Notre Dame. His family wants him at Notre Dame. Everybody was completely on board with this decision. So maybe that played a factor in actually him going through and pulling the trigger. And the other thing is, ever since he pulled the trigger for Notre Dame, he's been completely on board, blowing people up on Twitter, going after all the big name recruits. So I think this is a big get. Quickly back to you. What does this say about Mike Mickens for pulling this off this early?
Yeah, just like yourself, we both speak with cornerbacks all the time, every day, and they're all just raving about him. I knew that he's a guy who's in touch with the important prospects every day. And of course, he picks up a grad transfer cornerback they desperately needed. I can't speak highly enough about him. Really doing a great job early. And you look how badly they needed that. Just a crucial situation. He's been a great hire.
Between that and Nick McLeod, clearly Mike Mickens, Terry Joseph, that group is doing a really good job. So that wraps it up for another One Question, Two Analysts, 3 minutes. For Kevin Sinclair, I'm Tom Loy. As always, stay locked to irishillustrated.com.